Good afternoon and welcome into the live stream here on the Eastern Florida State College Sports YouTube channel for these games to determine the district winners. Winners will advance to the championship games on Saturday, women at 5, men at 7:30. And here at Orlando Health Stadium, been some rain coming in intermittently in the earlier game and now into the 1:30 match between Eastern Florida State at number 1 and Southern Union at 4. Eastern Florida State comes in at 12-2-2, Region 8 champions after they beat Miami-Dade College, ranked 7th in all of Junior College Division I national poll. On the other side, though, the Bison, come in at 10-4-4, have a 6-match unbeaten streak. They won the Region 22 championship. 9 different players from the Bison have scored at least 3 goals. And Joshua Guerrera leads with 7. This will be a rematch from last year's Southern District play-in game, in which the Titans defeated the Bison at 7-0. So we'll see what a year has done between these two rosters in this match tonight. My name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Ryan Lavasco. Ryan, you had the privilege of playing soccer in your lifetime, and you were talking to me in the pregame about playing in the rain, and you said you enjoyed it. Why is that?
Man, I love playing in the rain. Honestly, it's, for the fans, terrible. For the guys on the camera, terrible. Anyone who is not on the playing surface, it is not fun. But when you are on the field, it's raining, the ball is skipping around, and you can just put on these crazy slide tackles. There's nothing better. And honestly, if you're on the field, you're already soaked, so why not just commit to it?
Embrace the suck, as they would say.
Exactly. Oh, my goodness.
Getting it going early, 12 seconds into the first minute, and Titans nearly came away with the first goal of the match. Could not quite see who that was. I think it was Stephen Gilbert, number 30. It was him. Gilbert comes in. He scored a goal in 3 matches this season. He's a freshman out of Lithia, Florida, standing at 6'3". Almost made his presence known on that first shot of the game. But Eastern Florida State College ranked 7th in all of junior college soccer. Came in 12-2-2 on the season, 2-2-1 in their conference. But the job is not finished for these Titans. Titans going quickly once again, trying to get something going. And that trickles out of bounds. It'll be another goal kick. So already, Ryan, we're seeing this Titans team trying to establish pressure early and often within these first 2 minutes here.
Yeah, they've been keeping that ball in the Bison side of the field. And that shot in the first 12 seconds of the match is just a preview of what's to come here.
Speaking of preview, what's to come, Titans on the push once again. And another goal kick. So we've just been seeing, I mean, granted, it's only the 2nd minute of the first half, but this Titans roster is basically saying to this visiting Southern Union team, hey, we're number 1, you're number 4, and we're going to continue to show that. And this is the first action of this ball being on the Bison side of the pitch. And, you know, it's like we said, it's been intermittent rain today. How will that play into the ball and how they do their passes? How slick is it? It is regular sod grass, not turf. So it's going to be one of those matches that you just got to have to kind of feel it out within those first 5 minutes.
I love a grass field, Conrad. I mean, it's a good grass field is just better than a turf any day. So these guys better enjoy it. Good quality field.
Absolutely. Good high kick there by the Titans. Trying to get their guys going here. This will be kicked away that time by Caleb Moore of Southern Union. And the Titans trying to get something established here. This is number 2 of Zach Ford. Got 1 goal this season along with 5 assists. Eastern Florida State in the all-white kits, And another good defensive play there by Southern Union. Southern Union in kind of the dark blue, not quite navy blue, but dark blue kits with the white numbers and yellow stripes down the side of the jersey. This is controlled here by Lazaris. He'll kick it back in towards Ackerman Stanfield. And that will trickle its way towards the far side of the pitch, and that will be a throw-in here for the Bison.
That's just unlucky. That's one of those balls he tried to play looping in over the top, maybe something into the 6, and he just clips it with the toe of his boot, sends it the opposite direction.
And like I said earlier, I mean, both of these teams trying to, I guess, feel this out here in this first few minutes here is we're already into the 5th minute of action. Kind of a slow but fast-moving first half, if you will. Been mostly on the Titan side of the pitch. And we've only really seen the one ball that got passed down into the Bison side of the field. But other than that, it's been controlled here heavily by the Titans. And the last time these two teams played, it was a 7-0 victory for the Titans in the district play-in match. This one a whole different story for the Southeastern District Championships. No play-in. This is you win, you advance, you lose, and you go home. And the teams that make it out of these district championships earn the right to advance to the NJCAA Division I National Tournament out in Wichita, Kansas. So a lot riding on these matches. It's not regular season anymore. You don't get a guaranteed match the next day. It's you play to potentially play another game, hopefully. Good passing here by the Titans. Even better defense by the Bison Titans. Kept it in, but that is kicked high and away by the Bison. Throw in here for Eastern Florida State. Trying to find something and get something established here. Adrian had the ball momentarily. Beckman passing it in. High shot underneath, and wow. That was Okada that tried to do like a, not quite a bicycle kick, but was falling down and tried to kick it behind him. Just could not quite get it to land, Ryan.
Sometimes you have to go for something acrobatic, like a scissor kick like that. I mean, you get yourself almost completely in the air, and why not? Try and put some flair on a shot. He got it on frame. Goalkeeper was just there to make the save.
Yeah, and like you said, it's sometimes if it's there, try it. And they had the angle, just couldn't quite get it to land. Got a player for Eastern Florida down. That was Adrian, and the whistle. So Titans will maintain possession. Long kick down the pitch. Trying to get free here is the Titans, and got a player down, and we still play on. That was Stephen Gilbert once again near that 6-yard box.
Conrad, I really thought we'd see a penalty there. I mean, it's a push from behind. It's an arm extended. It's a trip in the box. I mean, that's something that's going to be called every time. But the ref said we're going to let that one go.
Yeah, I've said this before. No matter which call that I've been on in my life, it's a good thing that we don't have to call the game from up here, because that would be a little bit more interesting. But yeah, it looked kind of weird because Gilbert was on his break, and it looked like he maybe took an elbow or something to the top section of his back, but I don't know. Gilbert with possession once again for the Titans, working hard. It's turned back over towards the Bison. It's a good push there by number 24 of Cade Edwards. Cade Edwards has a different number today. He is in number 24, normally wears number 16, but in the last match that he appeared in, the entire front of his jersey from the V-neck part down got ripped in half. So he will be in a different jersey today. He is in the number 24 just for today. Just so you guys know. So already in the 9th minute, still 0-0 here between these two teams. In Southern Union coming in at 10-4-4. Eastern Florida State 12-2-2. Eastern Florida State's lone 2 losses on the season were by less than 2 goals. But as it gets late into the season is when the grit and grind starts to kick in. Their last 2 matches, they defeated Daytona State at Daytona State on October 25th, 2-1. And they beat Miami-Dade in Miami-Dade on the 27th, 4-2. As once again, Ryan, I mean, this Titans team has barely allowed the Bison to have any sort of possession at all outside, past that midfield line.
Yeah, and I mean, the pressure just continues to be put on. The Titans came out hot, and they're trying to find their strikers early and often. I mean, that's what you have to do. You have to find those opportunities. You have to work the ball, and it's been 10 minutes so far, and they've put 2-3 balls on frame.
Speaking of frame, Titans trying to find it. Good bending kick here. It's headed up, and it's in. That is a goal. Finally scored. Stephen Gilbert had the one opportunity, then he got hit in the back, and that is his 4th goal of the season. That's his 4th match of the year. He's scored at least 1 goal, and the Titans on the board, 1-0.
I mean, excuse me, big man in the box.
That's a Titans goal.
They found him on his head,
30, Stephen
and
Gilbert.
goalkeeper could do absolutely nothing about it. He put it on the back post. You get good contact on the ball, and he was alone. Nobody's marking him.
No.
And you have to mark a big guy like that.
Well, that's what's so funny about that. You say that. No one's marking it, but from our vantage point up here, he looks like the biggest dude on the pitch, and he's got the ball again. It's 1-0 Titans in the 11th minute, and you kind of figured the way they were pushing, they were going to get in position to have a chance, and they finally got one to go through. That was controlled there by Adrian. Adrian gets out of bounds and will be thrown in again by the Titans.
Adrian.
Yeah.
Not a common trend when you have the same first and last name.
That is true.
Imagine you were Conrad, and I was Ryan.
Yeah, I think Ryan sounds a little better than Conrad, but that's just my personal opinion. I saw there was a guy on Family Feud a few years ago. His name was Obu, so there's that.
That's amazing.
Another kick inside, and it sneaks in! Oh my gosh, we were just talking about him. Adrian with his 6th goal of the year. It's 2-0 Titans.
That's how you take advantage of a tall goalkeeper, man. You put that thing hard and low, drive that thing in, and he couldn't get to the ground fast enough to make the save.
No.
Titans goal, number 24,
especially on a ground
Adrian.
that is covered in water, it's slippery. Drive that thing low, skips across, gets under the goalkeeper, and now it's 2-0 Titans.
Adrian has a hat trick to his name this season back against Blinn College. Has one game winner as well. But already quickly, Southern Union said, we've seen enough of that, and they'll put one in the back of the net. So just that quickly, it was a 2-0 lead, and now it's a 2-1 lead. I believe that was scored. We'll see when they turn around here. Scored by number 30, I believe, of
Jubal LeBron.
Yeah.
Southern Union goal
And
number
no,
30,
not King
Jubal
James.
LeBron.
So 2 goals within, what was it? We'll say 18 seconds of each other there, Ryan.
An immediate response from Southern Union.
And that's how it has to be from this Southern Union roster. You know, they say the dangerous lead is a 2-goal lead. Is it nearly as Zach Ford was on the push there, but both of these teams just trying to get something established here in this first half, and Eastern Florida State College had that early push, but Southern Union said, hey, we're here too. This isn't going to be a 2-goal deficit for very long.
Both of them went in for the tackle there on the ground. Neither of them got the ball cleanly.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
This is what you have to do. You're coming from Alabama, and it's a big tournament, and you go down 2-0, first 13 minutes of the match. You put one back. Just like that, you can get yourself back into the game.
And for Jubal LeBron, that's his 6th goal of the season. So one of their go-to guys, but just took advantage of a breakdown in the defensive area for the Titans and made it 2-1 here in the first 12. Excuse me. Wow. 12 minutes of action here in the first half. Guess the Gatorade got to me while I was trying to talk there, but the Titans trying to go quickly, and that is covered up by James Ashcroft in goal. He's got to be at least 6'5", Ryan. That is a very tall goalkeeper.
He's very, very tall. Yes. That was Caleb Bass who went down. But it looked like he felt the defender on his back, decided to go down, win a foul for his team.
And sometimes it just kind of takes that, what are you going to do to get that spark for your team? And sometimes maybe drawing a foul, putting yourself in positions that are a little uncomfortable can create things that, maybe aren't normal to happen, as the Titans sending this down the pitch and trying to find Stephen Gilbert again. He was in the area, but good defense there by Southern Union. However, Eastern Florida State trying to go fast here. And they will throw it in once more.
2 balls on the pitch at the same time, though. One going out, one coming in.
So good passes here by the Titans. Passed up the middle. Gilbert, oh, what a pass up to the side. Can they cash in? They do! Wow. Daki Okada with his 2nd goal of the season.
4 goals in 15 minutes. This is going to be a high-scoring game by the looks of it. I mean, the ball movement there was just fantastic. You play a ball back. You trust your striker. He plays it through.
Goal number 14,
And then the cross played in
Okada.
from the byline to the 6 is exactly the way you want to break down a defense.
Speaking of 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Switch to Geico today. No, I'm just kidding.
Not sponsored.
No. But, I mean, that's for the Titans, after letting that one goal go in less than 20 seconds after you go up 2-0, what a great response by this team to just go back up by 2. I've heard the old saying, the most dangerous lead in soccer is a 2-goal lead. So now if you're Eastern Florida State, you're thinking 3.
I wonder who you heard that from.
Oh, a few people here and there. I've heard it from you, though. But
the rain really is coming down here at Orlando Health Stadium.
I just saw a glimpse of Stephen Gilbert, because he's hit the pitch a couple of times early in these first 16 minutes. And, I mean, at the front of his jersey kind of looks like an American football match where they're beating and banging in a muddy game, and it's just got that grass, the grass and sod all over the front of him already, putting in work out there.
And that's the way you want to be. He's a big guy. He's out there but he's not shying away from tackles. He's going in hard. Doesn't matter the size of the defender. Doesn't matter the size of the guy who has the ball. He's putting his body through it, and sometimes, you'll end up on the ground. You'll get a little bit dirty, but that's what comes with these rain games. Ultimately, if you can win that ball, get your team possession back, it's well worth it.
It's like we've got some subs coming in, or I thought they were. Saw some guys from the Titan bench hand some stuff out to the guys up on the pitch. No subs just yet, but Eastern Florida State on the push once again. This is Zach Ford. High kick. Just got his hands up to collect that out of the air was Ashcroft. It's a good thing he stands as tall as he did, because had that bent just enough higher, and if he was a little bit shorter, that was going to be the fourth goal of the match for the Titans.
And that was going to be a nasty goal. Top right, top cheddar. I mean, no, you're not going to get it any more up in the upright than that. Finds the 90-degree corner, but that's what happens when you're that tall. You can just pick it out of the air like you're picking apples out of a tree.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's it's because it's rainy. You're going to have to see it more through than maybe glove it out of the air. But he was able to at least stop it enough, tip it back down to himself. And that will keep it just at a 2-goal lead for these Titans, as that was headed back by McCoy to his goalkeeper, Garcia Galan. He's 9-1-1 as a starter this season, 4 shutouts. He's recorded 4 saves 5 different times this season. He's only had 2 matches all season that he's appeared in where he did not record a save. 34 on the season, 70% save. Titans on the push, but they get it back here. Trying to get that 4th goal of the match. Kind of breaks down there. That was Adrian. Adrian again has one of the goals already. Send it wide, looking for Gilbert, but he'll see it out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in here for Southern Union.
That's one of those balls where you're like, well, at that point, not chasing after it. Might as well give them the throw-in, win the ball back, and then get after it again, just like they did there.
Ackerman Stanfield won the ball off the throw-in. Titans circling back, trying to come up with a plan here. Ackerman Stanfield with possession once more. Passed out wide towards Ford. He'll try to bend it inside. Good defense there, but it's picked up by the Titans. Fired in, and it's another goal! Mr. Adrian with his 2nd goal of the match, and it's 4-1 Titans.
Yeah, he just took that off the chest, settled it, hit it off the half volley, put it hard and low. Exactly what you want to do when it's raining, the ground is soft and wet, and wow, what a finish. Bottom left corner, well out of reach of the keeper.
He's got 1 hat trick this season. Could we see him get another one? Has that one against Blinn College earlier this season. As we see the graphic on the Jumbotron says he's on fire.
I was just about to say.
But, I mean, if there was a fire, there's water to put it out. So there's that. I don't know.
This is true.
But in all seriousness, Adrian, 2nd goal of the match. First in the 12th minute. 2nd one just moments ago in the 19th minute. In Southern Union, looks like they've had enough of that and are pushing back near the 20-yard or 18-yard box, excuse me. They'll have a throw in here near that corner kick flag. No corner kicks thus far for either team. That gets headed away quickly there by Marcellus McCoy. But this is probably the most time we've seen Southern Union spend in the Titan area of the pitch. Had that earlier goal, but it was so fast. And the Titans try to clear that one out. Southern Union still with possession, but the Titans are saying, no, this is back towards Southern Union. Good passing here for the Bison, but Mateo Garcia Galan says, get that out of here, and he throws it down the pitch. Stephen Gilbert has an opportunity to get it if he can possess the ball. He gets it. Controlling it up near that flag, and it's going to be a corner. So the first corner of this match, Ryan, in the 20th minute. Considering how wet and gross it is outside for the fans and the players, I'm surprised we didn't see a corner earlier.
True, and he sold it. I mean, the Oscar goes to Gilbert here.
So first corner kick for either team taken by Eastern Florida State College. And they decide to play it short. Missiling it in there was Moroika, but it gets blocked. Another high kick, and trying the header was number 25 of Lars Beckman, but could not quite find the back of the net. Sails high, and it stays at 4-1. Ryan, I told you, and you've told me, I've heard it throughout the grapevines of the soccer community, the most dangerous lead is a 2-goal lead. Eastern Florida State now has that 3-goal lead. What does the mindset, how does that shift as a player going, now that you have that 3-goal lead? You still want to keep your foot on the gas and play, but how does that pressure change for you as a team going from 2 to a 3-goal lead?
I don't think it changes whatsoever. I mean, it's still the first half. You have to solidify your lead, and you can't do that without keeping that same pressure, those, providing those same opportunities for your forwards, your midfielders to put a ball on frame. I mean, you're going to continue to get that ball into the offensive third and just have shots, right? You're not going to take your foot off the gas and try and possess this early in the match. They want to solidify this lead and, solidify what could be a victory.
Solidify is the word to be used here in this first half. Eastern Florida State leading 4-1, but not playing like it. Good pass up to Gilbert, but just headed away past that right post. And I think that's just the mindset you have to have, no matter if it's a 0-0 draw going into half or what the scoreboard is now. Continue to play with the same sense of urgency, but still be clean with it. I mean, we saw what happened in the defensive breakdown that caused that goal by the Bison. And I feel like since that goal happened, Eastern Florida State's mojo has tightened up even more.
Yeah, and you cannot be, if you're the Titans, you cannot become complacent. You can't let your guard down because they saw how quickly that Bison team can get one back.
Eastern Florida State just very smooth on their passes here. Even when a ball gets given away, they are all over the place, as that was momentarily taken there by Okada, who's got that one goal, that one earlier goal. But 23rd minute of action, 4-1 Titans over the Southern Union State Community College Bison. And Southern Union came in at 10-4-4, with Eastern Florida State coming in at 12-2-2. Last season, Eastern Florida State College finished 15-3 on the season. Played the Southern Union team in the Southeast District play-in match, defeated them 7-0, and went 1-2 in the pool play. Did not make it to the national tournament, but it is a new season. This is the third season under Coach Adam Butler. Comes in at 34-10-4 as a head coach. Went 7-5-2 his first year after having to forfeit the first 4 matches of the season due to a clerical error. But ever since that first season, 10-plus victories in each of this season and last season as well. Only the third coach in program history. Picked up the Southwest District title and Region 8 tournament winner as well last season as well. Southern Union trying to get a push and get some sort of pressure on this Titan roster. Just have not been able to find success on their on the Titan half of the pitch, except for that lone goal that they had after the Eastern Florida State went up 2-0. But a lot can change in a matter of moments in any sort of soccer match. It's good defensive collapse there on the Titans, as we saw 2 white jerseys just collapse in on one of those Bison players.
What a touch by the coach, just to bring that down. I mean, he's not on the pitch, but his days with the ball are not over.
So 4-1 Titans in this first half. And winner will advance to the championship match tomorrow at, I believe it's at 7:30. First match for the women was played earlier today. Southern Union played Daytona State. Ryan, you were on the call for that one. Daytona State defeated Southern Union 2-0, correct?
2-0. Correct. It was a very one-sided game for the most part. And Southern Union was really struggling to connect a lot of passes. Daytona State came out hot and stayed hot the whole time, connecting passes, working the ball through the back, and playing it down a lot of the times down the left wing, and a lot of success there. They should have scored more. They Mackenzie Smith in goal for Southern Union had a lot of great saves, and even the post had a great save as well.
And sometimes the post is your best friend when you're in that cage area of the pitch. I've seen guys in NHL hockey, or even in soccer, where they miss the ball, but it goes off the post and out, and they'll tap the post like, hey, thank you, appreciate you. That's Eastern Florida State still in control of the ball. Controlled again by Zach Ford.
Yeah, they're just working the ball here, working their triangles. It's the strongest shape geometrically, and it works the same way in soccer. Triangles are what break down a defense.
And they're going slow but fast at the same time, this Eastern Florida State team. I mean, they have an idea what they want to do, but they're very calculated with their moves. They're not just going fast and wasting possessions. It's very slow and methodical. They're trying to kill some more clock, but also go quickly to try and potentially get another goal here, as that'll be the first offsides of the match, just barely. First offsides coming in the 28th minute in this first half.
See, I'm here on the call with you, but at the same time, I'm watching the game that I love. And it's so hard not to get upset with referees over calls that are so close.
Does it take you back to your playing days, seeing that from up here, or is it you still kind of have that, or not really?
I mean, man, anytime I play, the ref is not my friend. All right, my mom could be reffing the game, and we would have beef. Love you, Mom, if you're watching.
Wow. Well, now I know to not wear the whatever colors the refs wear for a match when you're playing. No, I'm kidding. But all jokes aside, I mean, I can't even imagine, we talk about the players, we talk about the fans in this rain, especially I can't even imagine what it's like trying to ref a game, whether it's a misty, rainy day, a regular rain, or downpour, having to see where the ball is, see where the lines are, and trying to pay attention to everything while you're getting pelted with rain. That's just a skill in of itself. Adrian with possession. Could he get his third goal? It sneaks through, but Southern Union able to play off a couple of mistakes near the 6-yard box and keep it away for just a little bit longer. Eastern Florida State says we'll take the possession back again. Trying to be calculated here. top, near the top area, far away from us. Good passes here, near 6 yards, but it gets clipped off. They're going to say it last touch Southern Union, and that'll cause another corner.
Man, let me tell you, Adrian has another one coming. It's brewing. I mean, when you're a striker and you are able to read how a defense plays, that's how you know you're going to score, or whether you're going to score or not. And if I'm him right now, and I'm getting all of these opportunities, and I'm getting in behind the defense, man, he's got his hat trick today. It's going to happen.
Well, we hope it comes to fruition as we see several bodies hit the pitch. No whistle, we play on. Eastern Florida State with possession in the 31st minute. That goes last touch there by the Bison, and it will be another possession opportunity here for Eastern Florida State College. Eastern Florida State, 4 goals on the afternoon, the 11th, 12th, 15th, and 19th minute. All those goals scored within 8 minutes of each other.
Yeah, prior to this corner kick opportunity, Lars Beckman was sitting 15 yards behind the back line waiting for a ball in. Not sure he knew he was that far offside, but yeah, he got away with his team getting a corner kick opportunity.
High kick sails over everyone's head, but looks like it will be able to be collected here. That was Liam Koimitz. Collected that on the far side. And Southern Union had it momentarily, but it's turned back over to the Titans. As we said, Adrian has 2 goals already, one in the 12th minute, one in the 19th minute. Has a hat trick against Blinn College earlier this season, also a game winner as well. And this one has an opportunity. Adrian with possession towards the top left. And it goes off a Southern Union player. Ball goes into the parking lot. Get bounced off of a Honda Odyssey van, but that's okay. It knew where it was supposed to go. That's the typical soccer mom van. So it's like, hey, I belong here, I think. But nonetheless, this will be a corner from closer to us. We've seen all the other corners farther away. This will be taken by the Titans. Another golden opportunity here for Eastern Florida State College. Up 4-1. This will be kicked high and just goes over an outstretched head. But the Titans pop it in the air. Still being collected. Falling down are a couple Titans. And it sneaks, just missing the side post. That was Lars Beckman who last touched it. And you can see it here. He's got grass and all sorts of stains on the back of his jersey, and he was fighting hard to try to put that in the back of the net.
I think something notable about these two rosters is something I notice is Eastern Florida's roster is a majority international students, whereas Southern Union is a majority from Alabama. You must wonder what sort of language barriers there are.
And that was a good save. Getting his paws on that one was Ashcroft once again. With 3 other Titans in the area trying to pounce on that ball. Ashcroft able to keep it in front and keep the score at 4-1 here in this first half. Southern Union headed it down. This will be collected by Mateo Garcia Galan. Haven't called his name too much today, which is a good thing if you're Eastern Florida and your defense. But keep alluding to, he's 9-1-1 as a starter this season, getting his 12th start today. 4 shutouts, recorded 4 saves 5 different times during the season. Only has 2 matches that he has appeared in or started where he did not record a save. And fun fact, he was a Mexican U18 national champion before he came to Eastern Florida State College.
pretty great stat to have.
Oh my goodness, yeah. One thing I've noticed in the soccer world is if you have the name of a team or the name of a country with a U and then an age, correct me if I'm wrong, but that is a pretty big deal, no matter which team you represent there.
True.
But Eastern Florida State quickly breaks down the Southern Union push, as we are just about to enter the final 10 minutes of this first half, still 4-1. As they point the flag towards the Eastern Florida State side, and we are in to the 36th minute of this first half. 4-1 Eastern Florida State College. Closest it was when it was 2-1 in the 12th minute. There were 2 goals scored with, we think, 18 seconds of each other. Adrian scored that goal, and then the lone goal by the Bison was by Jubal LeBron. But it's been all Titans in this first half. Stephen Gilbert started it off in the 11th minute, then Adrian in the 12th. Daiki Okada in the 15th, and Adrian again in the 19th. All those goals happening in the first, within 9 minutes of each other.
Crazy.
Unreal.
Absolutely unreal.
But another push here by Eastern Florida State. Good pass up the middle, but it's taken back over by Kate Edwards, number 24. If you're just joining us, Kate Edwards in a different number today. Normally wears number 16, but had his jersey from the V-neck portion down, just torn in half. So he will be number 24 for this match. But Eastern Florida State on the push once more. Trying to find the open man, and skips past a couple Southern Union players. And Southern Union trying to take advantage. But the coverage here by the Titans defense is just so spread out, and they're so fast to be able to cover guys when they get the ball. Another attempted slide tackle there by Eastern Florida State. But Southern Union, healthy push here. Trying to take advantage of something. And forces Southern Union to pull back out towards that midline and reload. Rain, from what we can see, is still coming down. It was misting in the earlier game and has picked up a little bit here, which it's funny, if you check the weather app this morning, it said blue skies and sunny, and the Mother Nature said, bet, watch this. So, but that's the beautiful thing of sports, is depending on the type of sport and what the conditions are, you play on. Whether it's snowing up in the Midwest or raining in the East Coast or blazing sun down in the swamp down by Gainesville, you play. So,
especially in soccer. I mean, the only time they'll cancel it is if there's lightning. But other than that, you're playing.
There's an old picture, I think it was of a MLS game a few years ago, where the referee literally had, I think it was icicles forming on his beard. I think it was. I think it was the MLS. I'll have to look it up again. We've got our first corner for Southern Union in this match, and it's a short one, and it's headed away quickly by Eastern Florida State. And that rain, just as I said that, is picking up even more in this first half.
And now he won't win another corner here. He'll be a throwing just short of the corner.
And Southern Union trying to take advantage of the slippery conditions, but they just could not get it in, as Eastern Florida State, hungry and on the pounce, trying to play keep away. Southern Union with possession. It's popped high and collected out of the air by Mateo Garcia Galan. And haven't called his name too much in these first 40 minutes. But like I said, Ryan, if you're a goalie, that's
Guys are going to start to slow down. And the ball, though it will skip on the surface, will also slow down because the ground will start to collect water. And you'll see it as the ball rolls, it sprays water behind it. The surface, it's playable, but not ideal unless you're off the ball.
right. You might see guys have to put a little bit more force into the kick than they maybe normally do. Or not. I don't know. But we'll see how the weather continues to affect this match as we continue on. But Eastern Florida trying to make a late push. That's slid away there by Kate Edwards. Broke down that offensive push very quickly for Eastern Florida State. This will force a throw in by the Titans. Adrian, only player on the pitch right now with multiple goals in this match. He had one in the 12th and 19th minute. Waiting to see if he gets a third goal in this match. It'll be the second time this season he'll have collected a hat trick should he do that. He's a sophomore out of Orlando, Florida, just about an hour up the highway, depending on the time of the day and how the traffic is. But I'd say hour 15. We'll say hour 15. Give it a little breathing room there.
It was about an hour 15 here. Maybe a little bit longer for me with my pop tire, but no big deal.
So corner kick here for Eastern Florida State once again. I've seen a couple for the Southern Union. Seen about, I want to say, 7 or 8 here for Eastern Florida. This one is a missiling low kick, and it's kicked out of bounds. I think that one was last touched by Camden Garner. So another corner opportunity here for Eastern Florida State here in the 42nd, going into the 43rd minute of this first half. And high kick. And that's headed away by Southern Union, but it's kicked back quickly, just missed wide. Wow. Had the right idea, just missed that right post. And score remains at 4-1. Trying to see who had that shot. That was Ryuta Morioka, trying to get his first goal of the season.
And those are those low-driven balls that I was talking about that you have to use and utilize to beat this goalkeeper who takes such a long time to get to the ground.
Right. So the sun trying to make its presence known out of the clouds. As Adrian had it. It's collected here by Eastern Florida State, and that goes flying over to the parked bus behind the scoreboard. That was Okada trying to get his second goal of the match. Just missed a little bit outside.
The ball was ready to go home.
It's like, hey, is there a Dick's Sporting Goods near here? Because I need my replacement. Eastern Florida State on the push once again. Another high kick. That attempt was by Zach Ford. Out of Bristol, England. To do a double take when I saw that city. I'm like, wait a minute. Bristol's in Connecticut and it's in Tennessee. Oh, wait. They have other Bristols in other countries. Love to see it. But Bristol, England is Zach Ford. Niall Lovelock from Bath, England.
1 minute left in the first half.
Lot of different countries represented on this Eastern Florida State roster, which I think it's really interesting when you see the sport of soccer. On the women's side, it's mostly, depending on which league or division you look at, it's a lot of Americans get represented, and then you look at the men's side, and it's almost always more international than it is American. But as you were saying earlier, Ryan, looking at this Southern Union roster, it's mostly guys that are either from Alabama and some Floridians as well.
True. And for this Titans roster, I mean, the school is Eastern Florida, but it's all, you know, I'd say 65% international.
7, 6.
So in the waning
5,
seconds of this first
4,
half,
3, 2.
Southern Union able to play keep away, and the Titans take a 4-1 lead going into halftime. And we'll give you one quick rundown before we take a halftime break. Stephen Gilbert got the scoring started in the 11th minute. Then it was Adrian a minute later in the 12th minute. And just a handful of seconds later, it was Jubal LeBron on Southern Union to cut it to 1. But then after that, 2 more goals ripped in by the Titans. First by Daiki Okada in the 15th minute, and Adrian once again in the 19th minute. But we'll take a break here for halftime and be back with you in about 14 and a half minutes for the second half of action. Eastern Florida State College Titans lead the Southern Union State Community College Bison 4-1.
Industry right now needs automation because we have a lack of, I would say, technical workers, engineers. Many of them are retiring, and we need to fill those positions. Many of the companies that the apprentices work with and they are sponsored by are amazing companies. Companies that have moved to the Space Coast area, or they're already here looking into the future. Companies that would take us to the moon, that would take us to Mars, building rockets, satellites, planes, and many facets of what the technology of tomorrow will be that is happening right now. Eastern Florida is making the changes necessary and bringing forth key people, resources, and equipment, and labs like this one, and programs to enable to meet industry to reach those goals and visions.
In 2022, we were designated as an NSA Center for Academic Excellence, and that means that we provide the labs and the curriculum that the NSA deems worthy of a cybersecurity institution. And with that designation now, our students know that they're getting the best education possible in our area for cybersecurity, and it helps open them up to different job opportunities. There are specific jobs that only employers will allow a CAE student or alumni to apply for, so that helps that. Currently today, there's around 600,000 open positions in cybersecurity, so we are at a crisis mode for looking for those individuals who have experience in cyber, experience in IT in general. In Brevard County, there's around 2,000 open positions, and Florida itself about 32,000, according to cyberseek.org.
someone just starts off and has zero experience, that is totally fine. Pretty much like in anything. If you have the desire to learn, then you're golden. Every local company here that we deal with, they are starving for young talent. If you like working with the computers, if you like working with machines, you like physically making something from a drawing to an actual part you can hold in your hand, this is a field for you.
Yeah, hold on. And we welcome you back into the stream here on YouTube for the Eastern Florida State College Sports YouTube channel here at Orlando Health Stadium. Once again, my name is Conrad Volch, joined alongside Ryan Lavasco here for the men's semifinal match between the number 1 seed, Eastern Florida State College, against the number 4 seed of Southern Union Community College. 4-1 going into halftime, and the kickoff for the second half has begun. And Eastern Florida looking for more here, but Ryan, still a lot of match left. From what you have seen in that first half, what does Southern Union need to do to have a chance to come back in this match?
Well, immediately what they did after that second goal, right? They were down 2-0, and they came back They took advantage of that counterattack that they were given, and you have to get in. You have to just put shots on. If you're within 25 yards, have a hit. If you are able to play it into the box, play it into the box, have a hit. Right? It's all about creating opportunities, whether they're clear shots or if there's guys in the box that can knock it around. But they have to play composed, they have to play in possession, and they have to work the defense, or they have to work the ball around the defense and play to feet, not to space this time.
So it looks like we've got a free kick opportunity for Eastern Florida State near the edge of the 18-yard box here for the Titans. Good high kick, bending, and it's tipped away there by Southern Union, but Eastern Florida has it back. Tried to bend it like Beckham there, but there was no bend, so that goes flying over the fences, and it will be Southern Union possession. But yeah, as I keep alluding to, the last time these two teams played was the Southern District play-in game last year for the 2023-2024 season. And Eastern Florida defeated Southern Union 7-0 in that match. But all 5 goals were scored between the 11th minute and 19th minute in that first half and have not seen any goal in the back of the net since then. So far, Adrian with 2 goals on the Eastern Florida State side. So we've got a change at goalkeeper for Eastern Florida. Yuta Harano is in cage. 2-0-1 as a starter this season, 2 shutouts. Had 5 saves in a 2-0 loss to Miami-Dade back on September 27th, and 4 in a victory against Eastern Oklahoma. So good to see him get some action. He's a sophomore out of Tokyo, Japan, standing at 5'9". 824 save percentage, 14 saves on the season. So both these goalkeepers, whether it's Mateo Garcia-Galan or Harano, are guys that you want to have in your net to keep the ball in front and keep the score where it is. Eastern Florida with possession as we're in the early stages of the second half. 48th minute of the match, and this gets past, nearly found a man in the front of the net, but gets kicked away by Southern Union. Southern Union trying to get something established here. Cut it back to 2-1 in that first half with those 2 goals between the Titans and the Bison coming within seconds of each other. But it's been all Eastern Florida in this match. Scored 2 unanswered both times. It was 2-0, then it was 2-1, then it became 4-1. And it doesn't look like the rain has phased this Titans team at all. As once again, Ryan, I mean, the possession is just very controlled here in that Bison zone, and they are just struggling to get it out into the Titans area. Well, they shot it far down, but it finds its way to the goalkeeper of Harano.
Yeah, those through balls are imperative if you want to get goals, if you want to get guys in on frame, but way too much on that one. No opportunity to score.
We'll see. I mean, still a lot of time left. You've got just over 40 minutes in the second half, but that's the one thing about these games is that you see that clock on the scoreboard, whether it's the big jumbotron we see across the way or we see it on the normal scoreboard. It continues to tick, tick, and tick back down. And, you know, it looks like a lot, but after a while it'll be 20 minutes, then 10, then 5 until it's down to nothing. And then you just gotta be quick. You just gotta be slow but fast, like I said in that first half what Eastern Florida was doing. You just gotta play your game, but don't go too fast and not have a plan. So we've got a corner kick, and this will be taken by Takuma Kuchi for Eastern Florida. It's got a game winner against Southwestern Illinois earlier this season. High flying corner that just goes off the front boot there of Augusto Trani. So, see what is in the cards here as we'll have a goal kick for Southern Union.
Southern Union needs to get the ball out wide, not inside like that. That's where you lose the ball most of the time, and they just did there. And if you see the difference between these two teams, Eastern Florida State has been playing the ball out in the wings, in the flanks, and Southern Union has been playing the ball very much so in the middle. And that's a very dangerous area, especially when you're playing out of your defensive third. Because now they've given up another corner and barely escaped the last one.
This is the 9th match on the season that Eastern Florida State has scored 4 goals or more. Most recent one was back against Miami-Dade College in the Region 8 championship back on October 27th. But they're a very high-scoring team for most of this season as we got the corner. This one a little bit shorter, but high up, and it's in for the second time today. That will be number 30 of Stephen Gilbert, his first since the 11th minute.
I'm not even sure how that went in. It looked like it came in from the outside of the side netting, but somehow Stephen Gilbert, the big man up front, got in the air. He was able to put his head on it, nod it down into the ground, the bottom right corner, and then it found the roof of the back of the net. That is a way to get on the score sheet for the second time today.
Just 3 goals
Second
coming
goal,
into
number
this
30,
match
Stephen
all season
Gilbert.
for the freshman out of Lithia, Florida. His first multi-goal game in his collegiate career. Scored the first goal of the match in the 11th minute, now in the 56th minute. And I don't know if he thought this, but I'm going to say it anyway. He probably looked at Adrian and said, hey, you got 2, but watch this. I'm going to make this 2.
Now it's a race for the hat trick.
Yes.
And that's something that I always enjoyed when I played. My buddy and I, we were neck and neck all season long, and there were games where we would each have 2 goals and see who could get the hat trick first.
It's almost like when Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig had that home run war back in the day.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Not the battle, but defensively here. Southern Union has not been able to get the ball out wide, and they're doing slightly better. But, I mean, look, they're playing the ball inside. They'll have the Titans who close in real quickly. And then when they lose the ball, the Titans take it out wide, and they force, whether that's, like I talked about, they force those shots. And if it deflects, they get those corner kick opportunities, and that's exactly where Stephen Gilbert was able to score.
Well, and it's crazy because you see him, we see him up here in the press box, and he's not the tallest guy on this roster, but he's the tallest guy on the field, and you can tell just by looking at him, his presence is there, but he's made, like, both of his goals have been, especially that last one, very athletic, had to do some acrobatic things, and doesn't matter what position he has to be in, he's been making it happen tonight for Eastern Florida, as that's a high shot kicked by Acuna Marmol. So we've got a Southern Union player down, and looks like he will get back up to his feet and be okay. But
looked like the ball was intended for Stephen Gilbert there. Had he got on that, who knows if he could be stopped.
As we keep alluding to with the hat trick, Adrian, and now Stephen Gilbert, each with 2 goals. Adrian already has a hat trick to his name this season back against Blinn College. Gilbert's has now 5 career goals this season, 2 of them coming in this match. So we'll see who else gets on the board today. if anybody. Sometimes that's just how it goes for soccer. Sometimes there's a lot of goals scored and then none, and then sometimes there's one, and then that's it. Sometimes there's none at all. We got a whistle and a free kick opportunity here for Southern Union. So the rain continuing to make its presence known here in Melbourne, Florida, as the weather report stated that it was going to be
sunny and 80 degrees.
Yes, but just like anything, it can change in an instant. As Hirano makes the grab for the Titans and rolls it forward like trying to roll a strike at a bowling alley to his man out wide to DeWald. So we got a couple players down, and it stays with the Titans. Stephen Gilbert with possession. Kicks it high, looking for his man. Found Shirley for a moment there. And Titans going to work.
And Shirley, they're in on goal.
And just missed it there. Titans still have possession. It's kicked towards the middle. Gilbert falls down on the pitch. And Southern Union tried to clear it, but the Titans have it. Still going. And Titans trying to slow this match down a little bit. Kind of see him slow it down, trying to take those short passes, not go too fast. But that gets booted away by Southern Union. They're going to say it went off a Titan, and Southern Union will get the throw in. I mentioned earlier, this is the 9th time this season that Eastern Florida State has scored 4 goals or more. But with that 5th goal, that makes it the 5th match that they have scored at least 5 goals or more this season. As the rain continues to pelt, but Southern Union trying to take advantage of the weather conditions, get a player fall to the pitch, no whistle. That'll set up a goal kick here for Eastern Florida State.
Again, we're not the officials, but that's a very clear foul outside the box. That could have easily been a free kick opportunity for Southern Union.
Speaking of rain, I brought a raincoat with me, but it's in my car. I'm kind of mad at myself, but you know what? A little water never hurt nobody, Ryan.
Maybe the Wicked Witch of the West, but not us.
It was spooky season yesterday, so.
Sure was.
Quick flag going up in the air as that was out of bounds on the Bison. But what was your favorite candy growing up, Ryan?
You can never go wrong with a Reese's Cup.
Reese's Cup?
Reese's Cup.
Okay.
Because you can put them into desserts. They're very versatile candy.
Oh, yeah.
Chop them up, throw them into a bowl of ice cream. Last time we were on the call together, we talked about ice cream, but
it's true.
Reese's Cups, you can put them on everything. They're toppings for ice cream. They're a topping for the frosting of a cake. And they're good to just eat alone. And they come in different shapes depending on the season, like, Easter eggs or Christmas trees or pumpkins,
If you get a peanut butter silk pie from Perkins, I think they put a Reese's, like a little mini cup on top of it. So I can agree with you. It's a good topping there. Are you a Pieces guy or just a pure Reese's cup guy?
Pieces if I'm at a movie.
Yeah.
I like to throw those in my bucket of popcorn.
I like that.
It's always a surprise with every handful.
Is that the Ryan Lavasco version of trail mix, popcorn and Reese's Pieces?
Yes. Yes,
right.
I have a nut allergy, so trail mix is not my friend.
Gotcha.
But peanuts, peanut butter, love it.
Yeah, there you go. Still 5-1 here. Titans and the Bison. Titans once again getting to that 18-yard box, stringing it through, but it just missed wide. There's another fired shot there by Shirley. But rain is pelting any way and every way. But we still play on. But if you cannot see the action, we are still here to call it for you as best that we can. It is the, trying to do quick math in my head, the 61st minute, excuse me, of action between these two teams. Eastern Florida State College leading Southern Union 5-1. So we've just been informed that we have lost our camera for a little bit. We're going through some technical stuff with the rain, but we're still here to call it for you. So as we said, we'll do the best we can to call the action as we see it. But for right now, we do not have a camera, but you get to hear our lovely voices for the next few minutes, Ryan.
Let's do this thing radio style.
But Southern Union down 5-1, trying to make a run. Eastern Florida State is trying not to do that, as Adrian and Stephen Gilbert were up there waiting for that ball coming from Okada. And we've got a player down for Southern Union, but he gets back to his feet and looks to be okay. That was number 6 of Caleb Moore. But keep telling you, Ryan, this Eastern Florida State team continues to play as if it's a 0-0 game, and that sense of urgency has been the same for most of this match today.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they're not going to get complacent. They're not going to give up, try and score as many goals as possible, right? I mean, sure, they're up right now with 28 minutes left to play, but that means absolutely nothing in the game of soccer because it can change so quickly. I mean, we saw in 3 times the amount of time, or a third of the amount of time that's on the clock right now. As we almost saw another goal there. We saw in the third of the time that's left on the clock that they could score 4 goals, both teams combined. So, they're not going to be complacent. They're going to keep continuing on, putting pressure, working the ball, and having those opportunities on net.
We talk about that. I mean, the first 5 goals of this match, when it was 4-1 at halftime, was scored between the 11th minute and the 19th minute, which no matter if you're familiar with the game of soccer or not, that is a lot. That is a lot of scoring in a match like this nature for the Southern District semifinal match. I mean, it's, it'd be like the equivalent of scoring 6 touchdowns in an American football game in just over a quarter. I mean, it's very unheard of. So to see that amount of offense from both of these teams in that time period, it's possible, but I mean, we see with the weather conditions is that nearly went off the boot there of Acuna Marmol. Just very wet, very just slick conditions. And as you said, you see the ball kind of, when it spins along the pitch, you see the water flying off of it. But it's just a very, like you said, it's fun to play in, but as far as trying to do things that you normally do in a perfect weather game, you have to kind of adjust your game a little bit. So it looks like we've got the camera is back up. Yay. Yeah, just having a little bit of technical stuff today because of the rain, but got the camera back on. Hooray for that. But it's 5-1 still, Eastern Florida State College. A high pass to the side for Okada, and that gets blasted away by Southern Union. Last touch there by Javier Rivera Miranda. So we are in the 65th minute of action in this match. So we got a corner kick for Eastern Florida State. Low kick. It's tipped into the air. Titans maintain possession. Trying to go quickly here. Good passing. Tried to find Gilbert. Couldn't find him. And Southern Union will get out of that one unscathed, at least momentarily, and they're going to go on a push of their own. But that gets pushed away there, and that'll be a whistled foul and a free kick opportunity here for Southern Union.
And now I will say it worked out for them because of the rain and the ball skipping around, but that's that moment where you need to take the ball wide and press in the wide areas. And in that case, they played it inside, and had the foul not be drawn, they would have lost possession because that flick did not make it to its intended person.
High flick here, but it is caught by Hirano out of the air. Saw it, caught it, collected it, and Southern Union could not take advantage of that opportunity. That's what you were saying earlier, Ryan, is that you just noticed Southern Union really isn't pressing out wide or sending it out wide, if you will, at all. So we've got a player down for Southern Union and a whistle.
Free kick opportunity outside the box. This could be huge. And I'm sure the ball should go where the guy is down, but they're going to leave it there. This could be a moment for Southern Union to get a goal back.
Absolutely.
And this is shooting range. I mean,
absolutely.
These guys are not afraid to have shots. I mean, we've seen that from Eastern Florida State, but I assume the same thing. I mean, this guy he's a skiller. You can tell by the way he wears his socks. He's confident. Ball played in.
High kick. Oh, just went off the leg there of Cade Edwards. And once again, I mean, prime opportunity to try to get something there, and they just could not put it in back of net. So, unfortunate there for Southern Union, but for the most part, I mean, Eastern Florida State, with the lone miscue that they had in the 12th minute, have just been able to keep away, and just the way they are with their passes to waste time, but also setting up their offense has just been that Southern Union just has not been able to counteract it at all.
And in that free kick moment, they had a lefty on the ball. He's got all of this space. He's on the right side of the frame. He has all of the space in the world to find it with his left foot, the whole frame. And he went for a ball into the box rather than just having a hit on frame, a frit. A hit on frame.
A frit, right?
A frit, exactly. Exactly. Oh, cheeky little move there.
Good pass in there. That was last touched by number 39 of Tyson Brown, but it's collected once again by Yuta Hirano.
One thing I'll say about Southern Union right now is they're not helping each other out, right? At that one point, they just had a guy outside who played a ball into the box. Not one striker was running to the front post. Not one striker or midfielder is waiting at the top of the box. Like, they have no numbers moving forward because they get caught way back at the half.
Yeah.
And so when they have that one guy going down the line and playing a ball across the box, there's no outlet for him to finish. Right, he's going in at it alone.
Yeah.
So, as much as we're talking about how they need to work it out wide, now once they work it out wide, they need numbers to get forward, and they need to stay connected in their formation.
Anytime you see a team that play, that's what it is. It's a team sport, and you look at this Eastern Florida State team. I mean, they're constantly directing traffic, like, hey, I'm open, or hey, go this way, or hey, I got you, like right here, whatever. And same way on defense, you see, they call that in football, they call that swarm. Like, you see, the guy gets ball, 11 hats to the ball. Well, you see in this situation, there'll be a guy with possession for Southern Union. You've got 2 to 3, sometimes 4 white shirts going in to collapse on it. and then it breaks down, and then they collect it, and they're flying the other direction on the pitch. So, it's when you get a match like this, when it's the 1 versus the 4, it's a toss-up. Sometimes it's close, and sometimes you see matches like this, but you can see why Eastern Florida State is number 1 in this tournament, and number 7 overall in all of NJCAA, because they're very disciplined with how they play, and they're very team-oriented based on what we've seen through 71 minutes of action. But still 5-1, only 1 goal scored in this second half. That was by Stephen Gilbert in the 56th minute. Again, Stephen Gilbert, Adrian each have 2 goals. Waiting to see if we see a hat trick from either of them, if it does happen. And Adrian has that hat trick against Blinn College earlier this season. Stephen Gilbert had 3 goals total coming into this match, has 2 tonight. High kick. Gilbert just missed it high, and we had a whistle before that last touch. So it will go back to Southern Union.
Oh, my goodness.
And one of the Eastern Florida guys will get a yellow card for not getting out of the way. That is Reese Shirley. And
yeah, man, you got to be outside the 18.
Yeah.
You can't be crowding the box like that. And he knows that. He's just wasting time, obviously, to wind down the clock. The refs stop the clock regardless. But the initial stoppage there, the initial foul that they called on the corner kick, was Stephen Gilbert. He was climbing the defender like a ladder, pushing up on his shoulders, trying to get some height over the ball, and didn't end up actually getting a whole lot of the ball at all.
yeah.
But regardless, you cannot use people as ladders.
No. Because that's not good.
No, not at all.
Ladders are reserved for Home Depot and Lowe's. But hey, sometimes you got to make do with what you have. But as Ryan Lovasco just stated, you don't use people as ladders, because that's not correct.
Yeah, you can quote me on that too.
I just did.
Thank you.
Of course. But
Anytime you need a quote about using people as ladders,
I got you.
hit me up.
I'll give you a high five when I see you next time, I guess. I don't know. I can't really pay you any royalties at the moment, but hey, we'll see what happens.
Copyright Ryan Lovasco, 2024.
November 1st, day
Crazy.
after spooky season.
Crazy, it's already November 1st. How you feeling about that? Are you the kind of guy who holds on to the fall season?
Stephen Gilbert is in for a hat trick! His first of his career!
Hey, I'm not complaining about that interruption. What a goal by Stephen Gilbert. He got in there. Once you're behind that back line, you and the goalkeeper, there was no doubt in my mind that he was finishing that ball. And he hit that thing emphatically. I mean, put his foot through the ball and followed through, drove it down into the bottom right. Goodness gracious, I can barely speak. But, yes, a fantastic goal, a fantastic hat trick, first of his career. But like I was saying before, are you, when the spooky season ends, are you holding on to fall throughout November? Are you ready for Christmas?
It's funny you mentioned that. I am more of a Thanksgiving guy
Okay.
over Christmas. I love both holidays, but there's just something about Thanksgiving that hits different. You've got your family together. You're eating some fire food, and it's just because Christmas, let's be honest, you see Costco starting putting out Christmas decorations in July and August. It's like I'm getting thumped in the face with this every time I see this. But with Thanksgiving, you talk about it as we got some play here by Southern Union in that 18-yard box, and they clip it off of one of the Eastern Florida players, and it clips out of bounds. will remain with Southern Union. But you look at Thanksgiving, nobody really talks about Thanksgiving until November. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but nobody really talks about it until it's like first, second week in November. Then it happens, and it's like, oh, now we're on to Christmas. It's like, okay. But with Christmas, you know, you're already thinking about it because the stores sell you things in July, August, sometimes earlier. So I'm more of I don't hang on to fall like a lot of people, but I do enjoy Thanksgiving. So I don't know if that answers your question, but
No, I can totally see that. I mean, I always get excited for good food. Definitely excited to go home. I already got my flight booked to go home, so cannot complain about Thanksgiving. But you know, I'm the kind of guy who loves a little bit of Christmas. You know,
ball being foot fought all over the place in the 18-yard box. Southern Union trying to score something here. Have not scored since the 12th minute, but hat trick has been made this afternoon for Stephen Gilbert, freshman out of Lithia, Florida. Came into this match, 3 goals scored total this entire season. He had 3 goals along with 4 assists this season with 10 total points. He's got 3 goals, period. He scored half the team's goals this afternoon. 11th minute, 56th minute, and 73rd minute. Just an absolute cinema masterpiece here for the freshman out of Lithia. As we're in the final 15 minutes, we're in the 76th minute of this match. Again, the last time these two teams played last year in the district play-in game was 7-0, 6-1 here this afternoon. And just another match this season where the offense has just blown wide open here for this Eastern Florida State College. With that goal, make that the third match this season, fourth match, excuse me, where they've scored 6 or more goals. They won 6-1 against Blinn, then 12-0 against Enterprise State, and 6-0 against USC Lancaster, and now 6-1 here against Southern Union with still a few minutes left. 6-1 in this match. As we've told you, we've experienced a little bit of technical difficulties, speaking before my brain caught up.
you and I both combining words today, huh?
Yes, but that's okay. As the rain has said, hey, we don't care that the weather report said that it's going to be sunny and 80 outside. As we've got an injured player down player down for Eastern Florida State. That was Angelo Lem. But he gets up and looks to be okay. As this rain, I can't even imagine how wet that pitch is right now.
Yeah, let's just hope that no family of 5 decided to plan a beach day today.
That would be big sad. But, you know, maybe they could sneak over to Cocoa. Maybe it's not raining over there. I don't know.
Yeah, knowing Florida, it probably isn't.
Good pass upside. Gilbert could get his 4th, and he just missed wide. Oh, my goodness. As we've got a stoppage of play here.
It's going to be a penalty.
Wow.
Taken down from behind. Stephen Gilbert got the shot off, but not before being fouled in the box.
That's a big call. So we'll see who takes the penalty kick here. It looks like it's going to be number 7 of Reese Shirley. At least he was dancing with the ball. I don't know if he's going to actually take the penalty.
Let's bring in Adrian. Get him that hat trick.
That would be something special. 2 guys getting hat tricks on the same night. Last time that happened for Eastern Florida State was back against Enterprise State Community College on August 30th. 2 guys got hat tricks in the same match, but let's see what happens here. So
And a yellow card was issued.
Yes, it was. So 2 total yellow cards issued this afternoon, one against Eastern Florida, one against Southern Union.
And that very easily could have been a red card. It was a goal-scoring opportunity. He took him down inside the box. You know, whether he's the last defender back or not, that was one of those opportunities that could have been a red card. He's lucky he got off with a yellow.
Reese Shirley will set up from 12 yards. Does his approach, kicks it, and it's in for the 7th goal of the match for Eastern Florida State. And Shirley brings down his 6th goal of the season.
I mean, he just smashed that thing. He was cooler than the other side of the pillow. And it was just a shot that was not going to miss.
Reese Shirley.
Shirley stepped up, hit the ball, found the left side of the net, sent the keeper the wrong way. It's 7-1 Titans over Southern Union.
Yeah, for the 2nd straight season, this Eastern Florida State team has scored 7 goals against this Southern Union team. As we've seen, Adrian has subbed back in onto the pitch. So he'll have about 12 minutes and 23 seconds to register that 3rd goal, should he get that. Already got 1 hat trick for Stephen Gilbert. 2 goals scored by Adrian. But 5 goals scored in the first half between the 2 teams. 4 for Southern Union, 4 for Eastern Florida, 1 for Southern Union. There's been 3 in this second half, all for Eastern Florida. And this hurts one of the guys in the press box tell us that this is soccer weather for them, because every time it seems like they play a soccer match, it rains. So it's, you could tell for this Eastern Florida State team, hasn't phased them at all. It just seems like for them, it's another day at the office for them, it seems like.
And now a hat trick is a huge deal, but your first hat trick, your first career hat trick at your school in postseason play, that must be a feeling that Stephen Gilbert is going to remember for a while.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing to get one anyway, but like you just said, have it in the playoffs, unreal. As Gilbert has possession again, has entered the 6-yard box just high. It's the 2nd time we've seen him try and get that 4th, and he is down on the pitch back near that net. And he gets to his feet, and he looks to be okay. But
yeah, that's one of those moments. He was leaning way too far back. His shoulders were pointed towards the sky, and that's exactly where the ball goes.
Yep.
You distribute your body weight that way. You got to stay over the ball. Every coach in my life told me, every time I skied a ball, man, you gotta keep your shoulders over the ball. That thing will drive right down and low, but that wasn't the case here. He could have had 4 this game.
Still a lot of time left as we're just about done with the 80th minute. Still 7-1 Eastern Florida State. But Titans taking their time here as they're very slow and methodical, trying to find areas for the ball to go. Good long pass, slide tackle there by Southern Union, and we've got a whistle. And looks like we're going to have another card coming out, and we do. It's going to go against, couldn't quite see, I think that was against Aiden wrong roster. Tyson Brown. So, 3rd yellow card we've seen in this match. 2 of them coming against Southern Union, 1 against Eastern Florida State, and all 3 of them have come in this second half.
And you wonder why they come in this second half. I'll tell you why. It's because this Southern Union team is getting frustrated. You know, they're down 7-1. They have 9:45 left to play, and it's going to be a chippy game from here on out. they're down 6 goals. It's possible that they could score and come back, but it's unlikely at the rate that this possession game is going for the Titans. And so the only way that they're going to get, the ball back, the way they're going to get this or something out of this game is these hard crunching tackles like we just saw.
Well, and it's crazy you think about it. This game was 2-1 at one point. It was 2-1 in the 12th minute. And, Southern Union looked like they had found something. They looked like they were going to they looked like they took the momentum back. But then when Okada scored that goal in the 15th minute, it's just been all Eastern Florida State. Maybe we'll see another one here, and it just cannot quite squeak by the outstretched leg of the goalkeeper, but it's back to Stephen Gilbert, trying to play it past some people. Slips past a couple Southern Union guys, and it gets back to Okada. Still controlled by Eastern Florida State. 7-1. Titans lead Southern Union. Will we see another goal, or will this score stay the same for the final 9 minutes? Eastern Florida still playing with a lot of poise here in this second half. We've seen one hat trick. Will we see the second one? But whistle is blown, and that is back to Southern Union. But in position there, it looked like it was Shermine Williams. Nearly had a goal, nearly tapped it, barely tapped it past the goalkeeper of Ashcroft, but remains 7-1 Titans. And Titans trying to stay spread out for Southern Union. Southern Union trying to go quickly here.
This is where you have to get guys forward and not make small, simple mistakes like that. They needed extra guys up there. They needed guys going wide. They needed a winger to get out into that flank, hopefully to play the ball out, take it to the end line, across in. It's as simple as that.
Adrian with possession off the last touch of Stephen Gilbert. Adrian has entered the box and clips it, and they're going to say, I believe they called corner. So it's going to be a corner kick opportunity here for Eastern Florida State College. Play it short. A little dancing around here by the Titans. High flying kick. And it's too high and far. And it'll be a goal kick opportunity here for the Bison.
Again, they just got to keep their shoulders over the ball. Leaning back, looking up to the clouds, looking up to where the rain's coming down, and the ball is going to join the rain.
It's something I never really thought of for the game of soccer because I didn't grow up watching it or playing it. But that makes sense because when you have those shoulders down, like you said, it keeps it down, as that nearly snuck away for Eastern Florida State once again. Maintain possession there, but like you said, shoulders too high. It's a very dangerous spot, and it can send the ball way too wide. Adrian with possession sends it just a bit outside, and it'll be another goal kick.
With 6 minutes left, you can tell he wants that hat trick. He's having shots from wherever he wants on the field.
And I think, it's definitely on his mind and on the team's mind here in the late stages of this match. Got another opportunity here for Eastern Florida State College. This is Williams passing it in. Just missed Stephen Gilbert. He was right in front of the cage. And Southern Union keeps it away. They're doing some good passes here, but it's turned right back over to Eastern Florida State. And we got bodies all over the pitch, slipping. And it is back over towards Eastern Florida State College.
Like I said, it's a chippy game now. We had about 4 or 5 guys slide tackle here. A couple of guys with 2-footed slides, studs up. They're going for fouls, not the ball.
Another good pass, but it would have been offsides if Acuna Marmol got to it. It's a wise decision letting that go.
Yeah, that's the way to watch your shoulders. Check over, see if you're behind the line. A little dummy action there.
Gilbert into Adrian. He can't find it. And nearly Williams. We've seen Williams have a couple times where he's fired some shots. He's got a goal this season. Scored a goal in his only appearance against USC Lancaster. Trying to get a goal in his second appearance, but could not find the back of the net. As Southern Union just trying to play keep away, but every time they do, it finds a Titan player somewhere. Good passes here. Adrian gets that one taken away. But it gets trickled down into that back line there for the Titans. And they just, Titans are just, this is fun for them. They're just playing keep away, burning some clock. And for Southern Union, it just every time, like you said, Ryan, they're not taking advantage of the wide areas. And now the chippiness leads to another yellow card, I think. Yep, yellow card there. That looks like it's on number 7 of Luke Fripp. So, but it, like you said, Ryan, I mean, when it looks like they might take advantage of those wide and outside areas, they just don't, and we've seen the complete opposite from Eastern Florida, where they're not just taking advantage of the outsides, they're taking advantage of anything and everything.
And then Southern Union, any chance they get to maybe win the ball back, they decide to make the unwise decision to create another free kick opportunity for Eastern Florida State.
Adrian kicks the free kick attempt. Southern Union blasts it away towards the sideline. Ball remains with the Titans. In the 87th minute, Titans lead 7-1 over Southern Union. Throw in here for Eastern Florida State. And that'll get kicked over towards the corner for a corner kick. This one will be taken by Takuma Kuchi. 1 goal on the season, and it was a game winner against Southwestern Illinois College. He'll take the corner kick here for the Titans. Plays it short.
Have a hit, son.
Screaming kick, but is blocked.
The ref says offside.
It's a late call there, but
I believe that was on Acuna Marmol. Sorry, it was Killian DeWald who got forward for the Titans. The save came off. He was offside when the ball came out to him.
Adrian with possession tries to bend it in, kicked back by Southern Union. Titans still possess the ball. Good passes here. This is Adrian. Got an opportunity here. Cannot clear the mess of defenders there for the Bison. And we've got a Titan that's down on the pitch. Can't quite see who it is from our vantage point, but it is the referee has signaled for the athletic training staff to come out onto the pitch. So we hope that whoever is on the pitch is okay. We'll step aside real quick as he gets attended to on the pitch. Minute 32 left in the match. Titans lead Southern Union 7-1. And we welcome you back here on the Eastern Florida State College Sports YouTube channel for this semifinal match between the Southern Union State Community College Bison and the Eastern Florida State College Titans. Player that was down for the Titans was number 22 of Shermine Williams. He has gotten up and is returning to the bench under his own power, which is positive to see. But we hope he is okay. Minute 32 left here in this match. 7-1 Titans. About the almost to the 90th and final minute of this match. Winner will move on to the championship match taking place tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Winner of that will advance out of that and to the Division I National Tournament in Wichita, Kansas.
Now, Conrad, what do you think? 7-1, minute left.
1 minute left.
I think if you're Eastern Florida State, they're going to mostly play keep away. But I think if there's another opportunity, they might put one in the net. But I think if you're Southern Union, you want to maybe get one to kind of put a salvage on the game and your season. And I think it's just been, I think if, no matter who you are, after seeing a couple guys go down, you kind of just want to ride out this last minute and put a bow on it. That looks like that's what the Titans are going to do. So they kick it around a little bit here. But great outing here for Eastern Florida State, as it's less than 10 seconds remaining. As it's 3, 2, 1, and that will do it for the first men's semifinal match between Eastern Florida State and Southern Union. And for the second straight season, the Titans defeat the Bison and eliminate them for the rest of the season. Eastern Florida State College, however, will face the winner of USC Sumter and Miami-Dade. That match will be taking place at 7:30 p.m. tonight. That'll be the 2 seed versus the 3 seed. But Ryan saw a plethora of goals from this Titan roster. We saw a little bit of promise coming from Southern Union. You talked about it throughout the match, but what was ultimately the takeaways as to why the Titans took home the victory today?
I think it just comes down to who wants it more. And Southern Union, they came all the way from Alabama. Eastern Florida State is the home team, obviously, on their own turf, or their own grass, I guess you could call it. And they just showed up to play. They didn't have to come very far. Sometimes being on the road can do that to a team like Southern Union just experienced, but it's all about who's going to win those 50-50 balls, who's going to take more shots on frame, and who's going to play it into the wide areas where it's the most dangerous area other than playing the ball in your own midfield, and that's exactly what Southern Union was doing. You have to be able to play that ball wide to be able to work it back inside, and that's what the Titans did significantly better than the Bison.
Absolutely, and you talk about taking advantage of playing the ball out wide, playing together as a team. wanting it more, and that's exactly what Eastern Florida State College did. They improved to 13 2-2 on the season. The Bison fall to 10-5-4. Looking ahead to the next match taking place, the second of two women's semifinal matches, the 2 seed versus the 3 seed, USC Lancaster versus Eastern Florida State. Eastern Florida State is the 3 seed. It takes place at 5. The last season, these two teams met in the semifinals. Titans picked up the victory to advance into the championship game, which they won against Gordon State. But as we said with this match, it's a new season. Anything can happen, so you never know going into that. We'll give you a recap of who scored all the goals before we get off the air real quick. But to start things off for the Titans, Stephen Gilbert in the 11th minute, followed by Adrian in the 12th. Jubal LeBron scored the lone goal for Southern Union in the 12th minute as well. Again, both those goals coming within about 20 seconds of each other. 15th minute saw Daiki Okada with his second goal of the season. 19th minute, Adrian scored his second goal, part of 5 goals scored in about an 8-minute period. Then the 56th and 73rd minute saw Stephen Gilbert get his next 2 goals and his first hat trick of his career. He's got 6 goals on the season. And finally, Reese Shirley got the 7th and final goal of the game for the Titans in the 78th minute, and they bring home the victory 7-1. Well, thank you for joining us here on the Eastern Florida State College YouTube channel. It's been fun to bring you live action. Again, next game starts at 5, USC Lancaster and Eastern Florida State for the women's semifinal for the bid to play in the championship. For Ryan Lavasco, I'm Conrad Volch. Thank you for joining us in this rain slop-filled day, and we'll see you later.